What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video I will be reviewing the Strike King Bitsy Bug Mini Jig, which is a little finesse jig. Let's get to the pond and try it out. So we have our mini jig tied on here. As a trailer for it, I've got this little Zoom grub in this little green color. So we're gonna see if we can catch a mid-morning bass with this setup. There's a bass. This jig should get it. This jig has some pretty good action, and the grub tail, you know, makes it a really good setup. Even bluegills are chasing it, so it's good at getting fish's attention. With this type of fishing, it's all about making high percentage casts. That was an example of not a high percentage cast, but you want to look for structure, so such as weed lines and all that, and cover and stuff. So structure and cover is key for fishing stuff like this, but also water depth can be a big factor. For example, in this pond, I know by the time mid-morning comes around, a lot of the fish like to go out deep, and so a jig like this will get down there pretty quickly, down to where the fish are. And then also your retrieve with this. With this jig, I have the option to, you know, cast it out and kind of pop it back, or I can cast it out and then kind of swim it back. But usually I know the fish in this pond like popping it back off the bottom and a slower retrieve. So that's definitely what I'll give them here today. But this bait does have some really good action. I like how the grub's on there. The grub is probably a little bit long for this jig, but for today I think it'll be just fine. Now with this bait caster, I can't cast very far with this jig, but as long as I cast into more high percentage areas, I should be just fine. So as you guys saw, I wasn't able to catch any fish, but that I really do like that jig as far as it goes. It's a good small profile little jig, really good for the dog days of summer when it's 90 to 100 degrees outside and the bass are super sluggish. You're not really chasing any of your standard power baits or top water baits. They'll just they want something small and finesse and slow, and so that jig is just perfect. Pair it up with something like that little grub I was using, toss it around, work it back real slow, and I think that's a really good setup. As far as the bait, as far as quality, I'd say it's about mid-range for a jig, but as far as its size category, I think it's a solid 9 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.